Hi, welcome back to Real Life. I'm your host, Nicole Sheppard. We're returning with Janet Hayes. Janet, thank you for your efforts. I know that you contacted me a few times, and Cher was able to assist you with contacting me so we can have this dialogue. And I know you told me that you walked the neighborhood, the entire BioDistrict, and put flyers out. Why is it so important to you?
I'm a justice advocate. I really, I was going to leave in New Orleans in 2004. I came back after the flood to fight justice issues because I just saw so much going on and so many opportunities to make a difference in this city, to sort of bring equity to some of the people in places where there hadn't been equity before. And I thought if there's ever a time to do it, now is the time. So I stayed to fight for that, and I became very involved in the fight to save Charity Hospital, reuse that building, to retrofit the new hospital in the UMC hospital in that building, and preserve Lower and Mid-City. And through that fight, I learned an awful lot about what goes on in New Orleans, and I saw the BioDistrict was very much also a component of that, the two new hospitals, and it bothered me to see that they would take off such a huge chunk of land. It's 1,500 acres, and in case people don't realize, the area is between Loyola Avenue downtown all the way to South Carrollton, between Iberville Street and Earhart Boulevard. And so I went around with a flyer. We had 6,000 flyers printed, and I put a flyer on every single property to let people know what the BioDistrict is, because they had done such a poor job of outreach during their public planning process. Like Lily mentioned, AECOM was the company that got the $2 million contract to come up with a new master plan for BioDistrict, which basically overlays most of Mid-City, Gert Town, and part of Zion City, but there's a large part of Zion City that's just on the other side as well. And they came in, and they really don't understand our community. They don't, as Lily said, there are already schools that they could use for education purposes, for math and sciences, to teach kids how to, participate in the medical sciences field. And they want to tear down some schools and build others. It's completely counterintuitive what they want to do, but they don't know the city. Anyway, they got the contract. So I just was appalled when I started going to these public planning sessions where everybody was supposed to be invited to the district to participate in how they want their neighborhoods to look. And there were about 8 planning sessions, and out of those 8 sessions, only about 50 people attended altogether. And of those 50 people, only about half of them were residents. And now they're done their master plan and ready to move forward with it. Meanwhile, I went out and put out 6,000 flyers all around the entire district, and people still don't even know that they live in the BioDistrict, or what it's about, or what it is, or what its mandate is, and including people that live on the Xavier campus. I mean, people that live right on the Xavier campus in those houses along, below, on Dixon Drive, just below Xavier University. I went all around there, and anytime I met anybody that was on the porch or just happened to be hanging around, I gave them a flyer. I said, this was created in 2005 by Karen Carter Peterson, and do you know you live in the BioDistrict? Did you get any information from them about the public meetings? Almost everybody I talked to, except for 4 people in the entire district, said no, they'd never heard of it, they didn't know what it was about. And so I just wanted to alert people as to what it is, so that, because I'm very concerned with, jobs is great. If the new hospitals can bring jobs, if the BioDistrict can bring jobs, that's all fabulous. But I'm really, really concerned about wealth. Jobs is one thing. I know people that are working 3 jobs and can't pay their rent. So jobs to me doesn't really mean anything. What means something to me is wealth. And I know after Katrina, a huge part of New Orleans, the middle class, especially African American, was gutted when they fired, 6,000 school teachers, and how many 3,000 doctors that worked at Charity Hospital got shut down. Everybody left. Now you want to rebuild the middle class. Well, how are you going to do that? And I want to make sure that in that process, that people that live in that district, people that are traditionally low income are not displaced and being pushed out into the suburbs or somewhere else or out of state, and that those residences are bought up by speculators or people that are interested in gentrifying the area, and the wealth is going to go to them and not to the people that actually live in the district now. I want to see people that live in the district now to be able to obtain soft second mortgages, for one thing. I think it's important they do land clearing, or clear their land titles to make sure that they actually own their homes. Because if they don't, and if they make one late payment on a property tax payment, that the city can take their home and sell it in a tax sale. So I want to make sure that those sorts of things don't happen. And there's also the possibility of creating community benefits agreements with place-based developments that are coming into that district, which the BioDistrict doesn't have to have anything to do with that, actually. Anybody that wants to come in and set up a factory or a manufacturing or a research building or firm or company or anything that they want to come in and build there, the community can create a benefits agreement with that company without the BioDistrict having anything to do with it. So I don't see why the BioDistrict has to be there at all.
So Lily, when you obviously you listen to Janet all the time because you guys talk a whole lot, and she's well educated in the area and she's really compassionate about this. So I thank you for your compassion because I think it's important. If you wouldn't have contacted me, I would have had no idea. And the only part of the BioDistrict I would have talked about would have been the medical component. And I do think employment is important, but I think wealth is important also, and home ownership because pre-Katrina, we were almost 65% renters here, and people were frustrated when they couldn't return, but I understood. If you didn't own the properties, then it was kind of hard to tell landowners, how much to charge for rent. And I'm concerned about, with the new infrastructure going on, then, where are people going to live? Is it going to be affordable? Because affordable housing is always a concern. But if we don't train people to be able to, seek this employment. Another thing is that when we're building, because a lot of times, we see different contractors that are coming into the city, and then we don't see the locals that are doing the work. We see people coming in from all over the country, and you see the license plates on vehicles, and they're staying in some of our local hotels. So I'm thinking the hotels and the motels are probably a little happier, but we have people that really need employment here, so that concerns me. So Lily, when you meet with the legislators, what do you get?
Well, we did a campaign. We walked around. We met with Bonnie Garrigan and I from Mid-City Neighborhood Organization. We met with several legislators last spring trying to get them two changes done to the legislation. One, there was not one member of the BioDistrict Commission who lived inside the BioDistrict, which I thought was just stunning. And so we wanted them to have 2 members of the community on an advisory commission and 2 members of the community actually sitting on the commission itself that makes decisions for the BioDistrict. But more importantly, we wanted them to redraw the boundaries of the BioDistrict. And we started with Representative Walt Leger, who carried the legislation to change the BioDistrict's name in last legislative session. And he was non-committal, but then we worked with Neil Abramson, and he was very receptive. He was very concerned that there was no one who lived in the affected area who was sitting on the commission. And he introduced a change to actually have commission members put 2 of the commission spots allocated to people who live in the community. We have not heard anything. Mid-City Neighborhood Organization has not received any overtures from anyone, asking, would we like to propose someone or so. But the legislation was changed. As far as changing the boundaries, deaf ears. It was not received well at all. We received. I know I was in conversation with Jared Brossett, who's very nice and lovely and met with us. But basically he said, I just don't think that's going to happen. And this was authored by Senator Peterson, and I got very much the feeling that until Senator Peterson decided that it was appropriate to change the boundaries of the BioDistrict that were instituted in 2005, that would not happen. So that effort got nowhere. No one was receptive to changing the boundaries of the BioDistrict, which was upsetting. But we will try again.
So has anybody explained to you why it needs to be so large?
When we ask them why do they need the residential areas, we receive just kind of no. We need to leverage the biomedical developments with solid, residential areas, and that's the language that we get from Jim McNamara, the director of the BioDistrict, when he speaks to us. I found actually a clue on the BioDistrict's website, and I'll read it to you. The BioDistrict says in its, on its little tab about the living of the BioDistrict, it is of the utmost importance that the BioDistrict create a managed environment to live, work, and invest. And that's where my analogy of an office park, sort of a living, working park came in. They clearly are advertising that they can create an environment which is in the city, but it's very much of a confected thing. That
Right, a city within a city, possibly, and then a subdivision of the state, which really is, I think, I guess should be concerning, especially for people in that area. What number? We have about 30 seconds left. What number is the best number for people to contact you all?
They can call 504-222-2996.
Okay, let's say it again for the person who had to get the pen.
Once again, it is 504-222-2996.
Okay, and then what number should they call to contact Mid-City?
They can call me at 504-481-6264. They can also go to the Mid-City website on the Residents tab. It's www.mcno.org. And there's a petition there that you can sign if you live in the BioDistrict and you would like to sign and say, we would like to actually have the boundaries redrawn.
Okay, thank you guys again for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Keep in touch. Keep me updated, and then whatever we can do to just educate New Orleans on what the BioDistrict is doing, let me know. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Real Life. I'm your host, Nicole Sheppard. Have a wonderful night.